All right, here we are. We're going live on the cross of rulership. We're down to the 3-5 profile. So the 3-5 profile is all about here to discover. In this progression, this is the first material personality. The natural materialism of the third line obviously is going to peak when you're dealing with it within the context. The third line within the chop. This is the yin. This is the 45. This is pure materialism. And this is the material gate. It's all about possession. So when you're dealing with a 3-5 on this cross, you're dealing with a deeply material child coming into the world. Not only that, the paranoia of the child is quite different. The paranoia of the child is the disappointment they have with their parents. If their parents aren't rich, if their parents aren't able to provide for them in the way they wanted to be provided. Yet the thing that it's so clever about them, and I don't mean to put the backside on with money out there, is that one of the things that the 3-5 gets to grab is how you convert money into power. In other words, who you buy. 3-5s makes mistakes, big ones. You're a politician and you pick up a hookah at a local bar, you get up getting photographed through an open window while you're having a good time. And your reputation is about to go deep down. There's only one way out. Buy your way out. Buy silence. It's one of the things that 3-5s is that 3-5s get into trouble. And you will get into trouble, it's their reputation that suffers. You cannot only be a ruler and have a ghost in your closet. And 3-5s are very, very good at knowing that because they have a problem themselves. So a 3-5 ruler is the one that bugs the telephone of their closet advisor or the wife for that matter. The 3-5 wants to have inside information because of the pressure to fulfill the expectation that can have power, hold on to power and not fail. 3-5 politicians have a tough time. The projection on them is that they're going to be superb, which means they have to be sneaky, 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 clean, and they're not squeaky clean and not show me any trees that's squeaky clean because I will not believe it. They'll be able to prove that they're squeaky clean. They're not going to have to deny a lot of things and try to hold on to their reputation. You know, uh, Gary Hart was a tree. There was a classic example of America, of somebody who was quite popular and young and fashionable and was going to run for president about 10 years ago. And then he got caught in a photographer with someone who wasn't his wife, sitting on his lap in a boat or a harbor. It was all over. You got to be squeaky clean, and particularly if it's 3-5. If you're not squeaky clean, oh boy, big trouble. So one of the things that the 3-5 understands about power, that's not enough to have money, you also have to have reputation. It's one of the real themes of how this works. Now, reputation can be both legitimate or not. You can go for a job and claim that you have had degrees and this and that or the other thing. You can claim all kinds of stuff. You can also learn it. But reputation is everything. This is the kind of person that, in order to show you how powerful they are, they will give you testimonials from others. Yes, he's a wonderful man. I would vote for him anytime. The whole thing about the 3-5 capacity of recognizing through his own trial and error, and again, all fifth line, when they fail to expectation, all can have problems with their reputation. Anyone that has a reputation almost by itself can create power and bring in resources. And you can see that when the media machine tries to crank somebody up, they try to build up an image. And then you can see the pressure go diving in, digging in the various corners to see if there's any dirt to see. You can smear that reputation. All politics in the West is about reputation smearing. And this is a 3-5 process. All the dark sides about manifesting the false reputation. Now I'm the head of the Kali Kantel. I'm a cattle rancher. I just raid cows. That's all. There are my children riding on the horses. See, not only that, you can see that the Godfather classic, the scene of this brutal gangster sitting there and all these people coming in and doing out his blessings. This reputation and the reputation that yes, he's bad, but he helped my Aunt Louise. He looked after little Johnny's broken leg. He brought help to Mrs. Whatever. He's a saint, Robin Hood. This is the 3-5 at its very best. I'm Robin Hood. I steal from the good to give to the good. Then we get to the 3-6. The 3-6 is trouble. There's a lot of confusion about what. In other words, whereas this all the time, there's no grounding of the study of the one. It's not there. There's none of this natural ability to be able to deal with the material. When you're dealing with a 3-6, it's a 3-3 after all, and this is the deep conditioning of the whole process. All you end up with is having and losing and having and losing, having and losing, and it's very difficult for them. When you look at the 3-6 on this cross, you're looking at the underlying theme that is a revolutionary attitude. In other words, the 3-6 on the material plane is likely to spawn ideals of capitalism and all kinds of things. This is not fair. The material way is not fair. Capitalism is a horrible thing. Everybody's suffering. All the promises are broken. How am I ever get together in the life? And on and on and on. Most tree sticks are very resilient. It's really built into them because the resilience of the tree, because the tree is so deeply connected to the material, the material circumstances for these children can be devastating for them and deeply confusing. And out of that can come very, very powerful revolutionary forces. The kind of forces that say, when you're going to toll and distribute it to everyone, yeah, we all know what happens. They get the same disease, it's always the same disease. They never distribute the money to the all, and they always keep it for themselves.